everyone. Hi, ladies.
Hey,
Hello,
My name is UC,
and I'm IJ.
and I'm Dior.
and welcome to our channel. So, today we are going to talk about Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 6, Episode 8. And it's called Talk to the Braids. Now, Wendy's braids were surely talking to us, but I don't think that they were saying what she
Are
wanted them
so
to say.
wrong, so shady, so
Well,
Giselle.
Her
she doesn't
scalp
So
was
know.
talking to
Giselle.
her as actually it's her scalp.
Her scalp, yes, her scalp is
Her braids are
speaking.
few and far between.
I mean,
So
her hairdresser should have just. Did she not look in the mirror?
she should have not worn braids. That's because she
Maybe the
doesn't
way she
have
laid them initially, maybe she couldn't see, but when she started swinging them and like
right.
we saw all the scalp, we saw
Yeah.
the wide parts, like
I know it
When
was
she
not.
had it up in a bun, you couldn't tell.
that's
When
true.
she started wearing them down, I was like, no, girl.
Yeah, I mean, I can't talk either because I learned that I have to have like smaller braids so that because my hair is like thinner or finer. And
Mhm.
I realize when I have bigger braids that I don't like the way it looks because I feel like I
Yeah.
can see a lot more
But your
scalp
hair is
than I
small.
want.
Like hers is thin. And if you have thin hair, just don't wear braids or wear a wig braid. I don't know. I don't know what to suggest. Okay, so let's move on. Like, not everyone's blessed with thick, full hair.
Wendy, I
So
like you.
I thought we were keeping it real on the
Okay.
real. But, anyways, okay, so let's begin. I think last episode we ended with Wendy reading Giselle.
She
And
blew up.
I find that reading. I find that going back crazy, batshit crazy. That's what she was doing. Because I was just lost.
yeah. So I was reading what people were saying because I was curious,
Okay.
what are people talking about?
Mhm.
And everyone was like, Wendy, you did it, girl. You read her. You put Giselle in her
Really,
place.
really.
Yeah, so forth and so on. They were bigging Wendy up.
Giselle
You
was
know,
Giselle
unbothered.
didn't. Giselle was so unbothered, girl. She took her drink and was like, it was
And
so
even like in this episode, just really unbothered. Like,
bothered.
girl, when you ready to talk, we could talk. But
Uh-huh.
so you guys don't think she should have said anything to her to kind of like shut Wendy down?
No, Wendy was cuckoo. She
Mhm.
was. She went from 0 to 105 seconds, and
Yeah.
the worst part is her anger was misdirected. It should have been to Ashley,
Hmm.
not Giselle, but Ashley hightailed it out of there.
And I
well,
think
it
because
was
we
that
haven't
Ashley
met
because
her,
Ashley said Giselle, told
brought
her
it up.
about it.
Mhm.
And I mean, the thing is like something has to be going on because one, she had to have known about the
Oh yeah, the blog. I
blogs
never knew because
because
she's
Ashley didn't
Robin.
even say what the blog said. She just
Right.
said that Giselle told me about a blog about Eddie.
That's
So
completely not true.
right. So if it wasn't true, which I mean I believe it's probably not true.
Right.
If it wasn't true and you already knew about it, so you probably already talked to Eddie about it, like just saying like, oh my God, they're saying this about us.
Right.
Why are you so upset?
I can
Why
tell you
won't you
why
just
she's so
say, oh
upset.
yes, I saw that too. We talked about that.
I know why she's upset. I can tell you why.
Why?
She's living in the moment right now, you guys. She is trying to get them ratings for herself up. She's trying to get her social media pages up, her
And she
business
has.
is going. That's what she's trying to do. That's why she's trying to do this whole new Wendy, and she's going to take every scrap that you give her and blow it up into something big because
Now what
this was
Giselle
not worthy.
right, what Giselle is doing for her is giving Wendy a much needed storyline. So
Yes.
now everyone is talking about Wendy. Wendy is all over the place. If Wendy would have just been sexy, that would have been small talk. But with now Giselle and Robin, making all these comments, it's big talk now.
Mhm.
Mhm.
So
I
she's
like
living her best life.
Right, she is. And I liked how Giselle owned up to her pettiness and her messiness.
Yes. She's
She's
like,
like,
I'm
yeah. And
shady.
she was leaned
I'm
back on the
messy.
pool. Yeah, so I am. I was like, girl, go on with yourself because
Mhm.
it takes a lot of guts. I personally myself, if after somebody goes off on me like that and I haven't said anything to you, you better believe I'm not going to come back and say, I'm ready to talk when you're ready to talk. You would have to actually force that out of my mouth, because my what I gave you was me staying silent and you not hearing my mouth. That's what I gave you.
I
Because
couldn't have been silent, so big ups to Giselle. It would have been a yelling match for sure. So what surprised me, which I didn't understand, is that after Wendy went off, she got up and left. I was expecting her to leave the house, but
no,
she made a U-turn and came right back. So
yeah.
those producers must have been, nah, honey, you've only been here for 2 years and you ain't going nowhere. Get your butt back in there and let's finish the
And
show.
then when they said, get your food, I'd have gotten up. No, did you see Robin still talking to herself on the couch? I was cracking up.
But Giselle, I love Giselle because she is gonna go where the food is.
No matter what.
She was like, let me just go ahead and get this, open the door for this guy. Hey, you guys, the food is here. I'm already in line.
Yeah.
The first person.
And then Wendy said, I'm not going to break bread with her.
She had to. She was going to try to.
You sat there and ate.
They were like, no, in that room. Yeah.
And I bet you, Karen Hugler, every time I think of her, Madame, who was just loving it. Just loving
In her
it.
glory.
Goodness gracious, I wanted to take that key and put it somewhere. I mean, it was so, I was just like,
But that dinner must have been really awkward if you think about it.
It looked awkward.
Yes.
Everybody's just eating their
and the
cereal.
food didn't even look good, did it?
No,
It looked
was
overcooked.
Chinese. It was
It looked
Chinese.
overcooked.
Yeah, the spare rib looked dry. I was like, ugh.
Oh, that's right. It was. I think it was from a Chinese place.
Yeah, I think it was Chinese.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, what do you think about Escala being Team Wendy and Team Karen? Like, she is.
Escala is in the
she's
cottage,
betraying
so she's
Robin,
with the rest of the slut. She's with the rest of the cottage folks.
So she's just trying to fit in.
She's trying to fit in with the rest of the cottage folks. She said her little bit. Escala doesn't really bring that much to the thing. No, she doesn't. She said her little bit. She's with them. Now, if Escala was with the big house people, she'd have been rocking with them. It's
But
because of
she's
where
on-
she's situated.
She's on Wendy's page, like, saying, "Oh, girl, blah blah blah." So I don't know if she's on the other pages too, bigging them up, but she's doing it to Wendy.
Okay.
Yeah,
Her red dress was cute, though. I do have
it
to
was
say.
really
It
cute.
was weird.
Yeah.
So Wendy, Giselle is really affecting Wendy because after they all left and went back to the cottage, Wendy was crying. Tears were running down her face, and Wendy is not a pretty crier.
No, my God. I wanted to say that. I wanted to say that. But why? But let me ask you guys.
Girl, just cover
why
it
was
up.
she-
Yeah. Or but no, do all that stuff she was doing.
Especially with her scalp showing at the top, too. I was like, okay, so let me ask you this.
Mhm.
Why was she crying? She was saying her husband this and her husband that. And
He's a good man.
Man. I was like,
Why
Girl.
was so affected by this? Like,
And
what
nobody
was
said
that?
one thing about what he was doing. Like,
Right.
and then they had the nerve to hug her with their white robes. I was like, oh no, you can get makeup on your white robe.
Yeah.
But then I didn't see any makeup on the white robe when she got off their face. When she got off the robe, there was
She's
none.
definitely wearing makeup. So
She's wearing a ton of makeup, yeah.
yeah.
But
And we
I didn't understand the
Uh-huh.
whole crying thing. It was drama. Like, what was she crying about? I need somebody to tell me, what was she crying
Her
about?
husband, how much she loved him, what a great man he was.
great.
And she was really hurt. I think she's embarrassed that these rumors are out, even though they're probably not true.
That might
She's
be a
giving
point
too much
there.
life to it, right?
Yeah. Well, it's not that. I think that there was no life to it before, and there's no life to it even now. I think that you might right. She might be embarrassed. You know what? I bet you $1 million. She's embarrassed about the way that she's been dressing and acting. They called her on it because look, ever since they called her on it, her whole demeanor, what she's been wearing has changed.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And you saw when she did that interview, she was. This is for
Yeah.
her. I'm sure. she was.
So
all
I bet you
dressed
$1
up.
million she's embarrassed because of how she was dressing and acting and thoughting. that now she's just like, oh my God. Eddie, I love you. I love you. I love you.
And Eddie did not want to hear what was going on.
Well,
she was like, I don't want to talk about it right now. He's like,
She's like, okay.
well, we'll talk about it later.
that's what I thought was interesting. The fact that she didn't talk about it in front of the cameras.
Oh.
Because she's going to twist it to a different way. When her and Eddie are alone and talking, it'll sound totally different. She's going to, because she doesn't want
to show them talking about it.
No, they're not, because she's not going to tell her husband how they've been talking about the way she dresses and the way she looks. She's not going to tell her husband that part. That part's going to stay out. It'll be, they were jealous.
I mean, but he sees how he dresses, so why not tell him? I just feel like there's more you have to talk about that you don't want to talk about in front of the camera.
Right.
Oh, there is.
Like there's something else that you don't want to say in front of the camera.
I want to know what's going on in her life. Can somebody crack it and let us know?
You know what? On Watch What's Happening Live, the chat room, Karen did say something about we're going to find out stuff later on. So, I mean, hopefully she just wasn't trying to get more viewers, but I think that something's gonna happen. We're gonna find out what this is all about.
My Nigerian sister, we're not wishing bad on you. We're just keeping it real, honey. Okay,
Right. Just
we love you, Nigerian to Nigerian. You're in our heart. We love your transformation and everything. It's just, I feel bad. Yeah, it's a bit much. So bad talking about another Nigerian.
I know, but we're real on the real.
I know.
You gotta keep it real, even when it's hard.
I know.
Yeah. Okay. So
can I ask you something?
Yeah.
Karen getting her face done. I lost the time. Okay, I have to admit, when Karen was talking about getting ready to go to her theme, I just fast forwarded real quick. Just that whole scene, didn't want to see it. It wasn't interesting.
Right.
But was her makeup fabulous? Because they were all like, oh, your makeup is fabulous.
It was just okay. It looked like any other day.
Yeah, it looked the same to me.
Okay.
I was so great about it.
So I thought it was really cute that Candiace had them do that dance off. And so who did you guys feel the real winner was? And people, we want your opinions too. Let us know who you thought won.
I'll be honest, I thought they were all bad. But the best of the bad would be probably Giselle, Mia, and
Robin.
Right.
Robin was serious. That if they hadn't done that part, I could have probably gotten with it. But I was just like, what is this? Why did you see this so cute?
She loved that part.
She
could have done anything else, but this, I was just like, no.
And Robin got to be a video girl.
Vixen.
I know. I was like, okay, Robin.
From back in the day,
Getting a little bit about her, but she was there.
She was there.
I know. What do you think about Karen? Why do people? I don't know how to twerk, so I'm not going to pretend to try.
Mm-hmm.
Why do people think that twerking is just going like this?
It's not twerking.
It's not twerking.
I mean, but she's like 60 something, right? So, I mean, I guess she did better than most 60 something.
Oh, okay. Her age. Okay.
No, my mom can do something better, way better than that.
She can. Just the Nigerian in her. She has great rhythm.
And that booty of hers.
Yes.
But she did look nice in her outfit. Mm-hmm. Even though she always look like she's compacted, like she's not free.
She's wearing waist trainers on.
Waist trainers and thigh trainers and everything.
Yeah. That's off about that outfit. Yeah, I did think that.
Yeah, I mean, she has a full bodysuit, the compression bodysuit underneath. She probably does, because she's in her 60s, so it's not as tight as it used to be,
Giselle, I saw her in her bathing suit. I was like, okay, girl, because she got out of the pool. I was like, Giselle is working hard.
Yeah.
Well,
she was in the pool for 3 hours, they said.
But all she was doing was if that's all you have to do, somebody, can you put a pool in my backyard so I can lose weight? I'll do that. It needs to be heated indoors so I can do it at any time of the day. But please send me a pool.
I was surprised that Candiace picked Karen to be the winner because they had that beef,
I think she just did it just to throw the girls off, not make anybody feel bad, because everybody knew that Karen was not a winner. And Karen was not in anybody's video.
Right.
None of them are.
And it kind of would have been like a Giselle versus Wendy type of thing. So she probably just said, you know what, we'll just go with Karen, because we all know that wasn't the best.
Yeah. And I know this is like very minor, but like when they were stretching to start dancing, and Escala and Wendy were in the kitchen stretching, Wendy is not athletic. She was doing those Frankensteins, and she looked like an old person doing it.
They were going to get out there and show us some moves. Yeah. I thought they were going to get out there and show us some moves. They were talking about, okay, we're going to walk in. And I was watching, I was like, that was it? It had nothing to do with the song.
No.
Oh.
But it was fun. It was really
I do have to say, I did like Candiace's top.
Yeah. It was cute. It was different. It reminded me of like something we're in Jamaica or something. Yeah. Like that.
Candiace is really, her body is really cute, isn't it?
Fantastic.
Really cute.
Really cute.
Candiace, to you this season, you have really matured, girl.
Yes. Kudos to you.
Yeah.
Last year did a number on her, but it was a good number. It helped her grow and mature.
Yeah. I think we're going to see some things later on as the season progresses where she acts a bit like her old self, unfortunately.
Right. Well, you can only be good so long. So usually I would say, let's skip over Surrey.
No, something important happened.
That's why I said we cannot skip over it, because we discovered something very interesting. And it was shocking. So the whole thing was just like a hot mess. There were like people there.
Yeah.
And then the lady was announcing it like she was in a stadium. It was just so crazy. And then her husband comes up. And Ray is trying to remember what Karen told him to say. And then I thought it was in poor taste. She started talking about her Grand Dame, or whatever her perfume line is. And now they have like their launch, they're expanding. And guess what they are expanding with? Candles. And
well, Wendy's standing right there.
And the camera went zoom to Wendy's face. And Wendy was like, try not to show her expression. But she...
And then when the producer...
Because I told you, I fast forwarded through that whole thing. I literally fast forwarded through it. Right. Did not want to see it.
When
so
the producer
that's why Wendy and her are so tight.
Yeah.
No. Well, no. Wendy didn't know.
No, Wendy did not know.
Wendy
she was shocked.
No.
She didn't know. And then the producers asked Karen, they were like, Karen, so why didn't you tell Wendy about your candles when you were over her house?
Oh my gosh.
And Karen was like, listen, it wasn't about me. I was there to support Wendy, so I didn't want to bring up my candle. Also, my candle is fundamentally different from hers. I have a 3-wick candle, and she has a 1-wick candle.
Girl, get out of there. Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
That's the difference.
Moment. I missed. I should not have fast forwarded.
Right. Lesson learned.
So, excuse me, Wendy. You need to keep your mouth zipped and not give anybody your ideas.
Well, not only that, she was so pissed at Mia, because Mia's also doing a candle line.
Oh, is she?
Yes.
Mia
is also doing a candle line. And so she was like out on interviews and blogs being upset with Mia for doing a candle line. Let's see if she treats Karen the same way.
Well, she can't, because she doesn't have anybody to befriend. So she has to stay friends with Karen.
And you know what? If Wendy was smart, she wouldn't even care that they're starting a candle line, because Wendy has the ethnic calling to her candles. You can make it ethnic scents that are different, ethnic look. She does need to jazz up the containers some to be more
a little bit different, not
and
the
different.
Just black with gold.
Yeah, that's kind of, you can get that at Target.
Yeah,
or at
Marshalls.
TJ Maxx.
Yeah.
Let's come up with something. Yeah. Why are you waiting? Why are you waiting in line? So let's do something different with the print on the outside. Let me not.
Yeah, girl, stop it. We're gonna open up the candle line. We'll the real candle line. Don't give her no ideas.
That is interesting. Okay, so did she get upset at Wendy for that?
She hasn't said anything to her
She
yet.
hasn't said anything to Karen, and she said she was shocked and she didn't understand it. So
Well, you understand it now, don't you?
yes,
Yeah.
yes, definitely.
Wow. I thought they were partnering up.
No. Mm-mm.
Now Karen is not going to do that. So then we go to
Wow.
the dinner, right? So what happened after that?
Oh, well,
the
they went to play tennis. That wasn't anything.
Yeah, that's nothing to talk about. Then they got dressed up
Mm-hmm.
and they had dinner. And
Well, some of them got dressed up.
Giselle did not.
Giselle was wearing jeans and a sweater. She looked cute.
She was very comfortable. I'm not dressing up to sit downstairs and eat dinner with y'all.
You can't be other Real Housewives because they all do that.
Well, she was there.
But she was wearing I think it was a Chanel sweater. So
she looked cute. I mean, she
looked cute. Her shape looks great.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
her shape looks really good. So I think that's when she said, Wendy, when you're ready, let's talk. Or did she also say that at the pool?
Hold on. We forgot one thing. We forgot one thing on the ride back from Surrey.
Yeah.
Mia told Wendy. Oh, she said as soon as you left the house, she called you a weak bitch.
Uh-huh. I said to myself,
something along those lines is what she said.
Right.
Mia is little toddler Giselle in the making because she's trying to be. She's trying to be. Honey, you better quit before Giselle. And Giselle doesn't get upset.
I know.
I love that. She doesn't. She just is like.
But she did say, Mia, stop, because she didn't say that. So I'm glad that came out, and
and everybody's looking at Mia sideways, like.
Yeah. Because when I saw it in the commercial, I was like, did I miss something? I was like,
she didn't say it because I was listening.
Huh?
I knew she didn't say it because I was listening. Right. That caught my attention, that whole scene. I was like, watching the whole thing. No, what I thought was funny was when what's her name again? Wendy thought she read Giselle again. And then Grand Dame was like, good for you. We just all need to learn from you. Good job. Good job. I was like,
oh my God, it's too much.
The thing is Karen is so bothered by Giselle. She's always talking about Giselle. Giselle will do this, and Giselle, girl, take Giselle's name out your mouth. You look so stupid.
Yeah,
she is bothered by her.
And I used to dislike Giselle because of how she was always coming after Karen, but for some reason it flipped for me. I'm more team Giselle and not team Karen at all. I think it started last year when I saw how petty Karen can be, like how she was being really petty with Wendy, and then how she was taking Monique's side and left Candiace out in the dust. That kind of showed me who, Karen really was. She wasn't really this magnanimous person that she acts like, So
I can see that.
Yeah, me too. I think that Wendy, unfortunately, is going to see the not so good side of Karen sooner or later.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think so. But next week seems to be really interesting.
Yes, it does.
Can we talk about the dinner though? When Mia brought it up at the dinner, or Wendy did. So
yes,
Mia told Giselle that her and Wendy need to settle, or they need to discuss, their situation. And Wendy comes and asks Giselle why. She called her a weak bitch. And Giselle pulled a Portia. She was like, who said that? And everybody else was like, who said that? That wasn't said.
Right.
And he was like, you said it. And I was like, what is this about? Why is she being so theatrical?
Because she wanted to be the one to start something. What I thought funny
was like, no, she didn't say
that. Say that. No.
Yeah.
What I thought was Robin. Robin looked great that evening.
We almost forgot what she did when Juan called. Was brilliant.
And Juan didn't have nothing to do with
it.
He didn't know what was going on. I think he was getting upset because she didn't explain it.
That was funny. That was funny.
She should have really called Wendy out and said, listen, Juan, because Wendy was saying that we don't have a real relationship, or however she put it, but she didn't do that to Wendy. She should have.
Juan wouldn't have been there. He just seems like he's just over the BS. I think, didn't someone say that he didn't want to be on the show initially or in past?
I don't know. Did you read that?
I must have heard it somewhere, read it or heard it somewhere when they were talking about like the beginning seasons. But yeah, I mean, he was just trying to like, he was eager to get off the phone when she talked to him earlier that day. And then at the dinner, he was just like, okay, bye, I'll talk to you later. I don't have time for this.
Well, he was getting a fade. He was getting his hair cut. Not many men are going to want to talk to you when they're getting their hair cut.
No, I'm talking about the second time too.
Oh,
he's just like, I can't.
Yeah, because she was talking crazy and he didn't know what she was talking about. He's like, I don't want to get involved with this. What I thought funny was, as much as she drank the night before, the next day she didn't have any effects.
Yeah.
So that means that during COVID, Olga was just drowning them drinks. Drowning them drinks because she felt no effect.
Right, yeah.
I was cracking up. Well, a lot of people were drinking during COVID.
Oh yeah, that's like, it's a huge problem.
So
yeah.
And so I think that, first of all, she looks stunning. I finally liked her hair for some reason.
The braids, yeah.
Yeah, finally. I don't know if the braids have grown on me. She looks stunning, and I really liked how she appeared for it. And I like how she handled herself, very mature. Even that little stunt was an intro to the conversation. And she let Wendy know, you know what, last year you were being all team me.
Excited.
Yeah, acting all crazy on the floor, jumping around. Now all of a sudden you're talking about me. And when Wendy tried to say during the their one-on-one sessions, when he said, you know what, when Giselle's talking about other people's relationships and you're just sitting there and not speaking up and so forth, that's what you get. I was like, girl, shut up. Shut up. No, I don't need to say something. If my friend is talking out the side of her mouth all the time, that's her. It is not me. That's her talking out the side of her mouth. You cannot, the whole entire thing. I just think Wendy has been in such poor taste these past 2 episodes. It's just ridiculous.
But she did apologize. She did.
Was it fake? Was it real?
Fake at first, and then Robin wasn't trying to hear it, and she was like. Then she kept on saying and explaining how she was acting. Then Wendy gave her a real apology. So she kind of.
Robin still didn't accept it. Robin still didn't accept it. Yeah, it would be interesting to see when her and Giselle finally sit down and talk.
Yeah, if they do. And so we saw scenes for the, upcoming season. So it looks like it's going to be pretty good. I'm excited.
Yeah. And Mia, oh my gosh. I think out of all the girls, Mia would be the one that I would want to fight. I'm not even playing. She would be the one. I mean, Robin, nah, girl, you're cool. All of them, I'm fine. I can take anything. But for some reason, Mia irks me the wrong way. Me and her, we would be going at it constantly. I don't know if it's because she's so thirsty. I don't know what it is. And like, no, I
did want to take a moment at the end of this show. So we did get some news yesterday about Nene Leakes' husband, Greg Leakes. So she announced at one of her shows, or I guess at her club, that he's transitioning to the other side. So he was diagnosed with stage 3 colon cancer. He was in remission for 2 years, and then it came back earlier this summer. I think he had surgery, and then he was unexpectedly in the hospital for 6 weeks. So she said he's not doing well, and so prayers to the Leakes family.
Definitely.
So yeah, for our Real Housewives.
That's sad news.
Yeah.
Right.
Maybe I should start it off with that.
I can't laugh no more.
I know. I'm like, well,
next week still looks good.
We'll see you guys on Wednesday.
Yes. Dior, take it away.
Don't forget to like us, comment and share your thoughts below. Subscribe to our channel, hit the notification bell, and follow us on Instagram at The Real on The Real. Bye.
Bye, everyone.